Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Sunday, April 23rd, 2017. Look at where I'm at. Old cabin. Don't quite know the dates on it. I'm thinking 1820 to 1860. It's really hard to prospect this area due to the debris, but let's go in for a closer look and see who's over here. Oh yeah, got my little buddy running the probe over there. We're trying to locate the privy. We haven't had any luck, but he hasn't given up yet. So I'm gonna let him out there. He's having fun with that. And I'll just kind of show you a little bit of what this structure looks like, because it may come down one of these days. So it's kind of nice to have something awesome like this on video, but it's a beauty. I love how they would do their logs back in the day. I'll show you more of the end here in a second, but today we're out looking for privies of old historic places predating 1920. Generally looking for a specific time era of bottles and such. Check that out. Just look at the intricacy of the cuts that they did back then. And let's go over here and check out this well. It's a pretty awesome well. That's what we're thinking it is, since we have not located the privy. But whoever built this back in the day, look at the stonework. Incredible. That's at least 13 to 15 feet deep right there. I'd love to pump that bad boy out, bring a generator up here and pump it out, do a little dig. But anyways, we've got more places to hit. He's up by the root cellar right now, so we've got a few more houses we're gonna hit, and we'll show you that later on in the video, along with some epic drone shots, so stay tuned. Okay everybody, I'm back, and I am at the second location of the day. Check out this old house. It looks to me like it's been added on to from the first time frame it was built, but there would be the front porch right there on the right side, and you could see all the old buildings. This house looks to be a little newer than the last one I was at, but I think I found the outhouse, and sure enough, I did, because when I walked inside, the toilet is still there. And something that they used to do back in the day was throw lime in after they went to the bathroom. And sure enough, I've never seen this before, but there was a little lime box inside here, so that is very neat. There's the toilet, and there's the lime after they'd used the restroom. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the probe in here, see if I can't hear any good sign, and I'll get back with you. Then it's on to the next site. Okay, this is pretty incredible. This is attached to the house, but I've never quite seen the root cellar attached to the house like this. Looks like the stonework predated this block. I think this was probably the add-on that they made look like this that I was telling you about a few minutes ago. but can you see down there? Look at that arched ceiling. It's all full of water, so I'm not going down in there. Who knows what's in there? Windows to the past. On to the next place I go. Get back with you in a second. This is definitely pretty old. This nice wagon wheel here. So I was checking that privy out. I really didn't have any good sounds that I was looking for as far as hitting bottles or anything. So I'm not gonna dig it, but there's the barn and the old house up there. You can see where the outhouse is right there, what I was in just a minute ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and look around and get on to the next spot. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm at my third house. Haven't really located the privy yet. Don't know. This is a newer house. It seems to have an aggregate foundation, different type of concrete, but down here in the woods, they definitely threw a lot of bottles down here, and these are more modern, so this is not the age I'm looking for. Draft style hires. A quality beverage with a distinctive taste. Anyways, you can see lots of trash and debris along this hillside. A lot of times old farm dumps, that's what they did. So I'm gonna keep looking around, and I'm getting ready to hit a lot older of a house, probably circa 1860s. So I know the cabin site on that place I'm going to next is at least that old with a more modern house. So I'm trying to hit up all these spots before they're all dozed under, because I've seen a lot of spots in my days gone to the old dozer that I never got to prospect. So that's what I'm out doing. I'll get back to you. Okay, same house I was telling you about with the aggregate foundation. Here's some of the remnants they left in here. This isn't log cabin era, but still, I thought I'd hit this one along the way. I'm basically following an old roadway, and I'm here shortly going to walk down to the bridge that used to be around the creek until they put the new one in. So, windows to the past. Look at this. So I'm gonna get back to it, and I will get back with you. Okay, what we have here is the old bridge that I was telling you about a minute ago. It follows this old roadway and connects to a lot of different older houses. I have no information on this as to all the folks that traveled these roadways at one time are long gone, and the information is lost. So it always leaves me mystified as to what would have been back in the day. I find all these old places by looking for Indian artifacts, hunting deer antlers, and mushrooms throughout the years. So this is one of the other sites. So I'm leaving here now and headed to the other house site that has two old historic places on it. We will see you in just a few short minutes. Okay, I've made it. This is one of my favorite older houses in the area. This has two sites on it. This is the newer of the two houses. I do not know the date, but there is one house behind it that's the early cabin site. I will take you around and show you. I really need to get my Garrett AT Pro up here to do a little investigation. So there she is. We're gonna go around back and see what we can find. So I'm gonna do a little probing. I'll have to turn the camera off for a little bit, but this one's always had my interest, my greatest interest, should I say. Days of yesteryear. So I always just look back and really wonder the stories. Look here. You can see the foundation to something that was here. Possibly another cabin of some sort, but right here, there she is, the cabin. So we're gonna go over here and take a look and check it out, look inside, see what we could find, see if I can't locate an old privy. There's another stone foundation right there. It's just really hard telling what could have been here at one time, but this would have been the first one that was on the site when they settled this ground. So I'm gonna turn the camera off and we're gonna take a look. Get back to you. Okay, so here's the inside of this mini cabin. It couldn't have been no bigger than a 12 by 14. Real small. That's how they were back in the day when they were settling life as they were coming across the country, settling the new territories. This is an early vintage cabin. Predates that house right there. So very neat. I was probing in the floor, couldn't find anything. It's too hard. I'm gonna get outside and look around, see what I could find, and I will get back with you from there. Okay, I'm outside of these two houses. Here is the early well. This sucker is awesome. Look at the stonework. Just look down in there. Just from digging last week on the Midwest Privy Dig video, that was 13 feet deep. I could tell this well is got to be 17 to 20. A long ways down there. Oh man, I would love to get down in there and check it out. I flipped the lid off of it right there, as you can see, because here's a side view of this bad boy, of that house right there. And then when you turn around and look this way, you got the old cabin right there. So I've got some other spots I'm gonna hit this afternoon, so I'm gonna keep looking, and if I find anything else at this site, I will let you guys see it. Okay, a few hours later, I'm on my last leg of my journey for the day. I'm walking an old road right here. Lots of times back in the day, they dumped along these old roads, so you can kind of see the stuff I'm looking at. Digging has not been very productive today, but anyways, I'm heading to the old mill, so there definitely is some age to some of this stuff I was finding. As you can see right here, this one would have had a bale on top of it. Old mason fruit jar without any embossing, but I'm gonna keep going heading to the mill. I'll get back with you in a second. Okay, folks, we are on our last video segment of the day. I know you don't think you're looking at much right now, but that is the old riverbed that once flowed past where I'm standing. And the significance of this site is I am in one of the oldest documented sites of the county. This is an old grist mill that once stood here. Very impressive. Has all fallen down into a pile of rubble right now, but I've always been impressed with this place. Someday I'd like to bring the Garrett AT Pro up here. Check it out. I've never found any old bottles here or anything yet, but what do you expect for something that was 1833? This is just awesome. This guy was one of the first settlers in the Midwest that come from the East. 1833. Just look at this site. So I'm gonna walk around for a few more minutes, take a few still shots for you, and then I'm calling it a night. So that's it on this historical edition. Stay tuned for more great episodes. Thanks for watching. Your friend, Legendary Creek Hunter. I hope you are living the dream.